just as in life, there are good and bad things that come with just about every major decision that you're going to take along the way. Doing an extended J-1 exchange visitor program in the United States is no different. But I am here to tell you that deciding to pursue an exchange visitor program in the United States quite possibly could change your life. I truly believe in the transformation that exchange visitor programs can make in people's lives. And that's exactly why I made this video today. My top 7 reasons why you should consider doing a J-1 exchange visitor program in the United States for yourself. My number 1 reason might surprise you. My name is Kara, and here at Exchange Your Life, we help motivated and passionate individuals from around the world harness the power of international exchange to change their lives for the better. For those of you that have heard about the J-1 exchange visitor visa to the United States, you might have wondered if it's the right program for you. I made this video specifically for those that want to understand the reasons why they should consider doing an exchange visitor visa program in the United States. Number 1, it will make you uncomfortable, and that is a good thing. Perhaps one of the most important reasons why you should consider doing a professional or educational exchange, whether in the United States or not, is that it's going to make you really uncomfortable. Now, you might actually think of this at first as a bad thing. Why would you want to put yourself in a situation that is uncomfortable? I'm not telling you to do something uncomfortable just for the sake of being uncomfortable. No, what I'm trying to tell you is that if you have done your research in advance and you are strategically doing something that is going to make you uncomfortable for the short term, it is going to pay out for you 10 times when you are coming out the other end of that experience. Because ultimately it's going to help you grow as a person. Why is that true with this J-1 exchange visitor visa to the United States? Well, because it's going to force you to get out of your day-to-day ways of thinking. It's going to temporarily take you away from all of the support structures that you have with your friends and family back home. It's going to pick you out of your daily customs and norms and things that you do on a day-to-day basis that you consider normal and comfortable. And once you are placed in this new way of doing things and new way of working, it's going to start to make you make new connections in your mind, getting out of your comfort zone, getting away from your day-to-day routines, not necessarily having the support of friends or family that you would normally be seeing on a day-to-day basis, is the perfect recipe for allowing you to open your eyes to new ways of thinking and doing things. This idea of purposely putting yourself in uncomfortable situations for the greater good is something that thought leaders and great minds have been talking about for centuries, if not millennia. Here are a few notable quotes from famous thinkers from around the world on this very idea. Be willing to be uncomfortable. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It may get tough, but it's a small price to pay for living a dream. Peter McWilliams, American writer. When you're uncomfortable, that's when you learn something new about yourself. Arca, Venezuelan musician. You should not remain in your comfort zone if you want to make it big. You must challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone, and succeed in doing well outside of your comfort areas. Rohit Sharma, Indian athlete. Number 2, you can place yourself in the center of the action of your chosen career path or industry. In our very interconnected and globalized world, it's no longer the case that you can't get any sort of education or training in different parts of the world. No longer are certain trades or career paths limited to individual cities around the world. Nevertheless, it's undeniable that the United States of America remains a leader in several industries. If you are interested and eligible for a J-1 intern or trainee category visa, for example, that means that you can receive training in the United States in the following occupational categories: agriculture, forestry and fishing, arts and culture, construction and building trades, education, social sciences, library science, counseling and social services, health-related occupations, hospitality and tourism, information media and communications, management, business, commerce and finance, public administration and law, and the sciences, engineering, architecture, mathematics, and industrial occupations. So if you happen to be studying or working within any of those occupational categories in your home country, then you have a great opportunity through the J-1 Exchange Visitor Program to place yourself in the center of the action in your chosen industry. Here is just a short list of some major companies in the United States that fit within the occupational categories and are headquartered here. Retail sales: Walmart Inc., headquartered in Bentonville, Arkansas. Amazon, headquartered in Seattle, Washington. Costco Wholesale Corporation, headquartered in Ithaca, Washington. Information technology: Google, headquartered in Mountain View, California. Meta, headquartered in Menlo Park, California. Apple, headquartered in Cupertino, California. Electronics: Hewlett-Packard, headquartered in Palo Alto, California. International Business Machines Corporation, or IBM, headquartered in Armonk, New York. Dell, headquartered in Round Rock, Texas. Healthcare and pharmaceutical: CVS Health, headquartered in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. United Health Group, headquartered in Minnetonka, Minnesota. McKesson, headquartered in Irving, Texas. Oil and gas: ExxonMobil Corporation, headquartered in Irving, Texas. Chevron, headquartered in San Ramon, California. ConocoPhillips, headquartered in Houston, Texas. Financial: JP Morgan Chase, headquartered in New York, New York. Bank of America, headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. Citigroup, headquartered in New York, New York. Automotive: Ford Motor Company, headquartered in Dearborn, Michigan. Chrysler, headquartered in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Chevrolet, headquartered in Detroit, Michigan. Film and media: Universal Pictures, headquartered in Universal City, California. Paramount Pictures, headquartered in Los Angeles, California. Warner Brothers, headquartered in Burbank, California. Now, this list is just an example of some of the biggest businesses that are within some of the major occupational categories of the different industries. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of smaller organizations that could provide you excellent training within your industry too. So bottom line, you can use this experience as a way to get into the center of the action of your industry. You can work for your chosen employer, you can get mentoring, networking opportunities, and valuable experience through this program. All you need to do is take steps to find an internship or training opportunity at one of these amazing organizations. Reason number 3, you will earn a greater cultural understanding for the United States of America. Depending on the country that you come from, the culture of the United States may be rather similar, or it could be vastly different than what you are used to. But regardless, it should go without saying that when you spend an extended amount of time in any other country, then you're going to notice lots of different things about the culture or the people or ways of doing things that you would not have otherwise understood if you were just reading books, watching the news, or consuming media like television and movies. After spending some time in the United States, it's possible that you might gain a better understanding for some of the country's cultural touchstones or ideals that permeate the culture. Individualism, equality, the American dream, and multiculturalism. Of course, these are not implemented 100% of the time all around the country, but in general, you will see that these are ideals that you'll find people striving for and at least supporting. Furthermore, and perhaps most importantly, you will learn that not everything in the United States is like you have seen in popular media like news, television, and movies. Yes, there are cultural problems. I'll be the first to admit that, but I believe that every country has its own cultural problems and issues that they deal with, and the United States is really no different. To put things into perspective, there is a population of over 329 million people in the United States, spanning over 3.7 million square miles. That's 9.8 million square kilometers. So your personal experience with US culture will really depend on the state, and possibly down to even the local city or community level that you are living and working. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to appreciate or even enjoy every aspect of American culture. No, what I said in this reason is that you are going to gain a greater understanding of American culture. And why is that important? Because, for one, it could give you a greater appreciation of things that your country does great. It could make you understand some of the things that you are lucky to have in your own home country. Better yet, your experience in the United States might give you some motivation to make changes to your own friend and family interactions, or even at your local community level. By the way, as you're watching this video, if any of these reasons are inspiring to you, then I would really appreciate if you could give me a quick thumbs up. Reason number 4, it will make you more interesting. I want you to think about a time that you have gone on a vacation or holiday away from your home. I'm willing to bet that once you returned, your friends and family back home were eager to hear about your experiences and other things that you did on your trip. If it was a faraway, exotic, or international trip, I bet that they were even more interested to hear about the things that you did. Now, I want you to take that excitement and multiply it by 100 if you decide to go abroad to pursue an educational or work exchange program. I actually have my own personal experience with this because I decided to go abroad after I graduated from my undergraduate degree to teach English in Italy. I liked it so much that I did it for 2 summers. And that was almost 10 years ago, by the way. My friends and family are still interested to hear stories about it. I still find opportunities in many day-to-day conversations to bring it up. My friends and family like to hear the stories and they find it inspiring and entertaining. The reason that participating in an international educational or work exchange makes you so interesting is the fact that this is not a one-dimensional experience. When you're going away on holiday, for example, it's pretty much a one-dimensional experience because you're just doing it for pure enjoyment and relaxation, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it's very nice and people want to hear about it. But when you go on an international, educational, or work exchange, then the experience just gets amplified. You're going to get immersed in a new culture, a new job, meet new interesting friends and colleagues. You're going to have a lot of positive experiences to share, but also you're going to have a lot of negative, funny, or weird experiences to share too. All of those things combine to create a really interesting experience that other people want to hear about. These are things that you just don't get on a basic holiday away to the beach. And for that reason, I think that doing an exchange makes you just a more interesting person. Reason number 5 why you should do an exchange visitor program in the United States. It will make you more valuable to future employers. Participating in a J-1 exchange program in the United States will be a huge help for you when trying to secure future employment in your career path. What it's going to do is allow you to demonstrate to future employers that you possess several desirable qualities in an employee. The first of which is that you possess what is known as a growth mindset. It will show future employers that you have a growth mindset because you have taken that initiative to get out of your comfort zone, go abroad, pursue ways in which you are actively improving your skills. You didn't have to do this. You could have just stayed and taken the traditional path that's set out for you in your home country. But what the employer is going to see is that you have a drive to make things better. It shows not only that you realize that things can be improved, but that you are going to take steps to do the work to make those changes. Overall, a growth mindset is super valuable in this ever-changing and evolving world, and it's no different for businesses. Another valuable skill that you are going to gain is just first-hand experience in general. Whether you completed an exchange as an educator, an intern, a physician, or any of the other allowable J-1 exchange visitor visa categories, you are invariably going to gain more experience in that field. All of these experiences are going to be valuable for you to put on your resume or your CV. No matter which category of exchange you completed, there are valuable skills that you gained through the experience, such as leadership, communication, technical skills, and more. The next thing that employers will value in you after completing a J-1 exchange visitor program is intercultural understanding. Organizations around the world are becoming more and more globalized. Customers and audiences are more diverse. The internet and high-speed shipping routes are allowing for ideas and goods to be exchanged very, very quickly in ways that they never were before. Also, many international organizations desire to tap into the United States market. So having completed an exchange in America gives you that extra edge that other candidates might not have. And lastly, it's going to add to your multifaceted personality. Completing an international exchange just makes you a more interesting person in general, as we spoke about a little bit earlier. Naturally, people and organizations are going to gravitate more towards candidates that they find more interesting. You can translate your learned experiences from your exchange and turn it into inspiring leadership, and that's something you certainly can achieve. Reason number 6, you can make good money. Doing a J-1 exchange visitor program in the United States shouldn't necessarily only be about the money for you. Think about all of the additional benefits that you're getting that I'm listing in this video. You simply can't put a price on the skills, confidence, and other insights that you will most definitely gain through this journey. But I don't think this video would be complete without mentioning the money. Because it's true, you can make a decent, if not really good, amount of money through completing a J-1 exchange visitor program in the United States. This is going to depend primarily on the type of exchange that you choose, as well as the host employer, what they're willing to pay, and even down to the state or city in America that you choose. This, of course, is going to be relative. I'm not saying that you're going to get rich through doing a J-1 exchange visitor program, and the compensation may not be very much different from what you're used to at home. But let's just do a quick comparison of some example industries and what you could make on an hourly or annual basis in the United States versus some other cities around the globe. These examples are taken from recent listings found on online job boards. Number 1, elementary school teacher. An elementary school teacher rate that I found recently in Manila, Philippines equates to about $2,635 US per year versus a Fresno, California based salary of about $40,000 US per year. A postdoctoral research fellow posting in Mumbai, India pays about $11,936 US per year versus a Chicago, Illinois based salary for a postdoctoral research fellow is $50,000 US per year. A psychology physician, also known as a psychiatrist, posting in the United Kingdom has a base salary of about $152,123 US per year versus a Seattle, Washington based salary of $300,000 US per year. And these are based on current conversion rates at the time of posting this video. Last and definitely not least is my reason number 7. It could be one of the best times of your life. I saved the most fun reason for last because truly I do believe that participating in a J-1 exchange visitor program could end up being one of the most cherished experiences of your life. If you do as much preparation as you can in advance to find the very best sponsor, host organization, and get the right support throughout your program, then you are already off to an amazing start. I will say that in my own experience, making that choice to go abroad and do a work experience in Italy was one of the best times in my life. I made such great friends and met families in Italy that I still keep in contact with to this day. And it's something that I continue to put on my resume and employers continue to comment about. I think that I learned very positive skills that are going to support me in my career through the rest of my life. But regardless if you are coming to the United States for one of the more fun exchanges, such as doing a summer work and travel time in a vacation town or working at a camp, versus doing really important work at a huge organization, there is always some time to have fun along the way. So there you have it. Those are my top 7 reasons to participate in a J-1 exchange visitor program in the United States. There are a lot more reasons why I think you should do it, but I'll save those reasons for another video. For now, I want to know, did any of those reasons inspire you? Did they get you thinking that maybe you could do an exchange experience in the United States too? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now that you know the 7 reasons why you should do an exchange visitor visa program in the United States, if you haven't watched my video on who, what, where, or when to do an exchange visitor program, then check that out next.